Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning.
First of all, I would like to ask you questions. What do you think about this slide? Well, this slide might seem simple, but it reflects a serious issues that happens in the classrooms, especially in EFL settings. The students exist, but they are not willing to participate. They are hesitant, they are passive, and disconnect for the learning activities. And this slide is actually related to our main concern of our paper, which is the lack of participation of students in the EFL settings. The title is Exploring EFL Student Engagement in Participating Classroom Using Mentimeter. My name is Taufik Rahman Al-Hadid, and these two are my partners. There is Reksadit and Nugraha, Muhammad Abadi Yusuf, and Gada Abrida. Gada's not here for today's presentation because he is in Thailand, but Gada's already recorded her parts for today's presentation. Moving on to the overview, this is what we are going to talk about in this presentation. And first, there's background. So, in today's learning environment, AI or integrated tools like AI is often common in our environment, especially among teachers and students. But the important part is teachers now need to create engaging content for the students. But there's an issue here. Many EFL students in Indonesia classroom remain silent. As according to Rahmi 2024 said that the cause of this silence is because the lack of participation, fear of making mistakes, anxiety, and low confidence. And this leads to their participation and affect the language learning development. And for the gaps, most studies focus on the teacher's perspective, not student's perspective when using anonymous participation Mentimeter. The first one is Mentimeter itself. Mentimeter is a website that students can participate in the polls, word quizzes, answering questions anonymously. Mentimeter offer anonymity for their learning environment because it makes students feel safe to deliver what they think. And what is anonymity itself? So according to Bandura, anonymity is self-efficacy that students can more willing to participate when they anonymous. And that's why this study focuses on EFL student engagement with Mentimeter in face-to-face classroom setting with the formal institutions, particularly in across cognitive, emotional, and behavioral engagement. To take this further, we have research questions, and our research question is based on Frederick's de Belleville PA Paris 2004, that is engagement that which is included cognitive, emotional, and behavioral engagement. With this research questions. The next is literature review that will be referred by Reksadit.
Perfect. So, talking about Mentimeter, what is it and what is the correlation between Mentimeter and anonymity? Mentimeter serves as an interactive digital tool that allows students to participate in discussion and polls with real-time feedback, according to Little and John. Now, one of the key features of Mentimeter is its anonymity. Now, talking about Mentimeter and anonymity, previous studies shows that anonymity in Mentimeter boosts engagement, particularly in hesitant students, while also help teachers adapting their teaching based on real-time feedback. Now, talking about engagement, we are using Frederick's three-dimensional engagements, namely behavioral engagements, which are proved by the increased participation rate, and the emotional engagements were proven by the reduced anxiety, and last is cognitive engagement. Previous studies also proved that Mentimeter interactions have several positive effects, namely increased participation rate, reduced fear of judgment, the ability to overcome cultural barriers that might otherwise challenge students, and the creation of psychologically safe learning spaces. But it's also important to acknowledge the limitations stated by Velamazan that complete anonymity could lead to a lower quality of responses and low contributions. The next will be delivered by Madam.
Okay, thank you, Reksa. So now I will proceed to the presentation with the research procedures. So our research used qualitative method to know to explore how students engage in classroom activities using Mentimeter anonymously. This allowed us to understand their experiences in depth. So for our participant, we are selected 4th semester students, English education students in one of the university in Indonesia. 2 males and 2 females were recruited intentionally to gain a balanced perspective. And to collect data, we are using structured interviews, conducting online and offline via Zoom and WhatsApp, with each session lasting about 15 minutes. And we analyzed the data using Brown and Coulard 2006 semantic analysis. This helped us to identify the recurring themes and the patterns from the interviews. So the next one is findings and discussion will be delivered by Dara.
Now, moving on to the findings and discussion, we are really spread this and obstacles report as our framework. First one is faculty engagement, where we have 2 results here. The first one is emotional investment. The participants say that it may be more creative and I just focus on the ideas. Creativity and learning may be able to generate original ideas. This is proven by Butler self-theory of self-efficiency. When the learning skills stage, they are more likely to take risks and express ideas. That is why ideas are more fully expressed here in the anonymity was provided in Mentimeter. With the 4 boxes click on your thinking, development, and exploring the ideas of itself. As a result, more honest responses were likely to be given here. The second one is FRP learning. The participants say that quizzes may be think harder than usual and wanted to review the material. When really expressing understanding of the content leading to improved learning outcomes. The second one is emotional engagement. We also have 2 results here. The first one is reduced fear of judgment due to the less pressure. The participants say that I just like to simply answer without worry, and I didn't feel pressure to be perfect. Students were more expressive and open when platforms like Mentimeter create a low pressure environment. That's why anonymity helps shy or hesitant learners feel safe enough to participate. And the second one is increased confidence. They say, I feel confident enough to use Mentimeter. Anonymity helps build confidence, especially for students who usually stay quiet or feel left out. And the last one is behavioral engagement. The willingness to participate, there are 2 results here. The first one is quicker responses. The participants demonstrate increased preparation and participation in Mentimeter activities. While anonymity may enhance response speed and engagement, it is crucial to design a system that mitigate potential negative outcomes such as spam or off-task behavior. And next is the slower response. There is student who still experience response delay because they say, I don't need to be perfectionist. When the problem requires careful formulation of ideas, students fear of tendency in grammar. Thus, while anonymity serves to reduce external judgment, it can eventually head into scrutiny, especially among perfectionist learning. In conclusion, study is to explore how anonymous participation from Mentimeter shows students have big emotional and behavioral engagement in leadership as well personal using credits and also does it work framework. This study revealed that students show stronger cognitive engagement, more focused and effective, emotional control, less pressure, for more confidence, and active behavioral engagement, more participation and preparation in face-to-face ESL classroom. Anonymity creates a safe space for expression and this is not fear of judgment. This job supports inclusive student-centered learning and shift classroom dynamic from passive to interactive from Mentimeter. Thank you.
So, next is suggestions. From our research, 2 key suggestions emerge. The first one is our study research only based on 4 participants. A larger and diverse groups research is required to allow students engage in Mentimeter more equally. And the second is explore long-term use of Mentimeter. This our research only analyze on immediate engagements. A long-term research is required to see whether Mentimeter is fostering participation rate or requires complementary strategies. The next will be by Madan.
Okay, so moving on to the implications. So based on our findings, we have recommend that educators is anonymous tools like Mentimeter with structured teacher feedback and guided reflection, and also clear strategies can help and ensure the accountability of the learning impact. And with this approach, educators can shift classroom dynamics from passive to
Time's
the
up.
active. Participatory while still promoting get growth and skill development. Thank you.
Okay, let's continue to the next group because our Q&A session will be both in our end.